Thanks for watching, ladies and gentlemen. It's time for the daily debate for tonight. I'm Khaled Hussein, and I have the pleasure of your company. For the coming hour, we'll be talking about more than one interesting story. I have with me a very dear colleague of mine, inspiring, energetic, a colleague with analytical thinking and always ideas out of the box. You've seen him on Nile TV International, On the Vote, Patagonia, and other interesting shows. However, today we'll be talking about a different topic because he's the designer of the Presidential Leadership Program, Khaled Habib. Dr. Khaled Habib, thank you so much for being with me tonight.
It's really my pleasure and honor, Tahrid. It's been a long time, and I'm so happy and proud to be back once again in a beautiful house of real knowledge and media over here.
Thank you so much, Dr. Khaled, and we'll be talking about a very important initiative. It's very important always to have the youth as the backbone and treasure them and to invest in them and think out of the box for the future.
Okay, so starting point, definitely it's not Dr. Khaled, it's Khaled. We've been colleagues for so many years, okay? And I'm wearing totally casual today, so we'll be so casual, I guess it's a Thursday thing. So I guess it's very clear that the country is focused on doing something for the kids, for the young people. And we know that I think over 50% of our population or even more are young people, less than the age of 40. So we have to do something for them. And all the energy that they have, we cannot handle this energy properly the way we are or the way we're doing it for so many years. We have to change this model. Otherwise, all this energy will be somehow negative against the country. It's going to be destroying. So I guess this is where the idea came from. I guess that's where the president is putting lots of focus. And this is why they initiated this project altogether. And the main focus for it was like, we need to bring out people, qualify all the young people, the youth. And this all is between parentheses because it's going to be very challenging because it needs lots of capabilities and resources. But a starting point, we need to develop a certain model that brings out the best of the youth. And we need them to come out of such a program like qualified, competent, ethically correct somehow. There's nothing about correct or wrong, but it's ethically normal, let's say, positive people who can add value to their societies, their communities and so on, and really contribute to the growth of the country.
Definitely, a very important and a noble aim. That will be our topic of discussion for tonight. Let's have a flashback of one of the important events. On the Youth Day was actually an event where we have seen the youth, we've seen the president announcing and dedicating 2016 as a year dedicated for the youth of Egypt. Let's watch this report and we'll be back for further discussion and details.
Celebration of Youth Day at the Cairo Opera House, where he promised great financial and educational opportunities for Egypt's youth. During the event, the city launched the Bank of Knowledge, a project that aims to get the largest international encyclopedias, research papers, and these books and articles in one website. The president began his speech saying that today I decree that the year 2016, the year of youth, he was surrounded by youth who have excelled in their respective professions, as well as athletes and disabled people who achieved career and sports success, a young policeman and an army officer. Sisi said that he informed the Central Bank of Egypt to facilitate financial loans to youth starting their own small and medium-sized businesses. He added that youth will receive 20% of all loans given out in the next 4 years, an estimated total of £200 billion. The president added that such loans could benefit up to 350,000 youth-run companies, which would provide jobs to 4 million employees. He added that the interest on these loans to small and medium companies would be 5% annually. The president added that the loans would be specially given to youth in Upper Egypt and the broader lying areas. The president added that he ordered the formation of a national committee to draw a development plan to enhance schools' curricula at the educational levels within 3 months. The committee aims to raise education in Egypt to international standards, according to the president. Sisi also promised that sports in schools and universities would be developed with prizes established as an incentive for students. Sisi addressed youth saying that the nation was facing, along with you, a battle of existence which needed a true solid will against what was being woven against it. He said that every father wanted his child to be better than him, and he was wishing all the youth of Egypt to be the most developed and skilled in the world. He added that the youth will take on the responsibility of a nation with 90 million people who should be living in peace and security, and that this will only be fulfilled if the youth were fully conscious.
Khaled, learning more about this important project, and definitely I guess one of your aims would be success stories.
Yep. So once again, one of the beauties of our involvement in this project altogether is being volunteers.
Right.
For a very simple reason. Number one, you want to give a message that people can add value to the country without taking something in return, because we've taken more than, I would say I've taken more than what I would deserve for my country. So that's one thing. And the second thing is that it always gives you this space and independence that makes you say whatever you believe is right, and whatever is not really working, you don't have any concerns voicing your opinions or whatever. So that's very important. So one of the very important things we always keep repeating is managing expectations. We're coming out of a very difficult time over the past 20, 30, 40 years. So many things have been going wrong. Our major problem in this country is education, plus other things, but education is a big bulk of the problem. The level of illiteracy is very high right now. And I would claim that the level of illiteracy for people who are so-called like intellectuals is even worse. So we need to work a lot on that. So we're trying to develop a model that can be replicated in other areas.
Right.
You want to do it for a small number of potential participants and so on, potential talents. And then the problem is you're trying to do this model using the same system you're trying to oppose or change, which is quite challenging. So thinking about the application, thinking about the parties that take part in the implementation, thinking about coordinating between so many parties, one of the major problems we have usually are the laws and regulations. So to develop such a project, it's like an academy, and this academy, the model that we designed is all about experiential learning. Experiential learning means it's all about being interactive, working, applying whatever you learn in every lecture straight away on the ground, on the field, going to like governmental institutes and so on. Quite extremely difficult when you try to do it through the same system. Now logic tells you need to develop such a model through a separate entity, a legal entity where they have the ability to spend money and recruit people and work and so on. Then all the obstacles start appearing. Okay, you cannot do a legal separate entity because of laws and regulations. If you want to recruit the best people in the country, and we have superb talents in the country, you've got this ceiling for the highest salaries. With all due respect, this is never anywhere in the world. It's only over here. Anywhere in the world, they give them the maximum as long as they're achieving, so it's linked to performance. And anywhere in the world, they don't give a minimum wage, but you get a minimum like pay that's for unemployed people. Okay, but whenever you work, you have to give something in return. So you find yourself sticking to the rules and regulations, so you're also stuck with being unable to recruit the best people in the market. And so you start saying, okay, instead of recruiting people, we're going to use the support of other governmental entities. Now, the beauty of our country, everybody who gets involved, they have to take part of the pie, and they give also their opinion. So we start having lots of internal, let's say, debates, like the beautiful name of your show, the title over here. And these debates take a lot of your energy. And then by the time you reach the implementation, there are so many parties involved, so definitely you start expecting the things. Sometimes there will be things that will fall into the cracks, which is happening. Now, we realize that this is difficult, and we realize that every party in this mechanism altogether is very keen on making things work. But then so many problems take place. And I would say, like, if we take the very basic approach of management, where you have one authority, one entity, clear authority and leadership, plus accountability, plus the ability to spend money and so on, things will move much, much faster everywhere.
Yeah, we hope that things would move faster. I will gonna pick and touch more than one important and interesting point, Khaled, like the culture of volunteering itself. I guess that we need to work on that more in the country. How to encourage people to be hands-on and further improve the sense of this culture of volunteering, in your opinion?
So I think the best thing of this volunteering thing, people would love to do it when they feel they're appreciated. And being appreciated is not being recognized in the spotlights. Appreciated when they volunteer with ideas they claim that are so practical and realistic and of value, and these ideas are listened to.
What makes them feel appreciated?
When you give an idea and it's practical and it's proven, and you had in your history you have worked on something similar that worked, and then whoever has the authority would listen to you and would actually implement it, now you feel appreciated because you see the value.
Yeah.
Now, when you have these volunteering ideas and they're so sound, from your opinion at least, and then people take them and somehow they distort them or they don't listen to them, you feel, okay, why should I do that?
Yeah.
I'm putting lots of effort and so on. But then the beauty of volunteering is that you don't stop. You keep like doing it, you enjoy. And if I'm volunteering with 10% of my time, I can tell you there are so many people around me that are volunteering with all their time. Great, great people, better minds a million times than me. And they come up with superb ideas. And they're better than me. Sometimes I get frustrated, so I say, okay, I'm not going to come tomorrow. Then I come somehow. They never say they're not going to come. So they keep putting their effort and ideas every day much better than me, I would say.
Right. Some youth would say that, yes, we'd like to be hands-on, we have ideas, we'd like to share. In what way are you providing incentives? In what way can they join such an initiative?
Okay, so with all due respect to all the problems and challenges we're facing, but the outcome has never been, let's say, witnessed in our country before. It's such a complete program or project, the complete value chain altogether, taking the guys, they're coming from different walks of life, they've got minimum, sometimes zero knowledge about business, about ethics, about whatever, from a professional perspective, and they're getting everything in 8 months, extremely intensive, for zero cost. So this in itself has never happened before. The second thing is they're being, hopefully inshallah, they will be trained and developed based on the latest, most updated theories of education and so on, the experiential learning approach, the interactive approach, the flipped education, so everything is so modern. And that's a challenge for them too. If they realize the value and they start killing those traditional approaches in their minds, I think the value for them will be incredible. Part of the project is that every couple of lectures they would take a new concept or a theory, and then they would start going to implement this on the field. They go to projects and governmental entities and so on. So if they really do that, it's going to be like real added value for the country, for them and everything. There are going to be obstacles. They're going to go to organizations that will not be very supportive because everybody resists change. But even this is part of the experience itself. Even sitting beside each other. So over the past week they started, some of them are so happy. Lots of them would start coming up with, I really don't like the hotel, but sometimes, I don't like the hotel, this lecture was a bit late. Come on guys, like, this is still our country, we know